we've got another, like the same pick we did last year. So in the same type of thing, we're just looking for the best players that we can at that position or at that spot, regardless of position, and we're just evaluating as best we can the talent.
Are you finding anybody this year?
No.
Is anything more defined this year than it was last year in terms of, like it was pretty wide open last year for you guys? Is anything more defined this time around?
I wouldn't say so. I think this year I'm really impressed with this draft class this year. So I think last year we had a small group of guys that we were looking at our position, whereas this year we like a lot of guys around our area, and we know come draft night we're going to get a player that we're going to be happy with for sure.
Is the size of that group twice as big as it was last year?
Oh, it's hard to put a number on. I would probably say, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's more of like there's definitely a level of comfort with a good number of players to where, and they're all across the board too, position-wise, to where we'll get someone that we'll be happy with for sure at 20. It's not going to be the type of thing where we come away just taking a guy because we have to pick.
I asked Jeff this last week. You have 6 free agents. You know there's a good chance that more than that might change. How much can you consider the context of this team when drafting, especially since most of it will be to come?
It's tough. I mean, it's kind of that way every season because that's one reason why the draft comes before free agency. It's you're doing it in the dark, and you have to do it with the future in mind, regardless of what your current roster is or what next year's roster is going to be. And I think the mindset we kind of approach with the draft, we did it last year with Bruno too. It's like we don't need them to contribute next year no matter what. If we get someone that we're happy with, that we see long term, they'll be a contributor down the road too. If they can do it right away, all the better. If they can't, it does. Regardless of how many free agents we're going to have, we're not looking for a replacement for those guys. We're looking for guys that can be roster contributors for a long time.
How about, what did you see from today's workout? What was interesting about it?
It was good. It was a little different from last week in that we had 4 bigs, so it was a little off balance with 2 guards and 4 bigs. So we had to do a little bit different of the workout setup just to kind of make sure we're seeing the guys do what they're good at, because we don't want to put anybody in positions where we don't get to see who they really are. So with that in mind, it was actually a really competitive workout in that we had a good mix of some guys that step out and shoot the ball, even like stretch 4 type guys, and then also a lot of like hard banging and stuff down around the rim too. So it was a really competitive, spirited workout, and I think that it was a good look at some of the guys that are definitely in the range of 20, and then also some guys that we have some interest in, if they end up going undrafted or just like for summer league and that kind of thing as well.
Has Wood already put on some bulk since maybe the first time when you guys saw him the first time?
That's hard to tell. I mean, he's a long, lanky player, and
that's been the thing on him is he's got to add weight, he's got to add size, he's got to get bigger.
Definitely. He needs to. He's the type of guy. He has so much talent, so much raw talent that if he gets his body right and he gets where he needs to be effective in the power forward position, he's going to be a force because he's so skilled. And I think one thing you kind of see with him is I don't think you'd want him to put on too much weight because he is with his length and his face-up ability, you want him to be nimble and be able to face up guys and take them off the dribble. And I think he's got to kind of find that balance where it's putting on muscle but not putting on too much bulk.